Hello, everyone. Good afternoon coming from me. It's a cloudy day here for me. Every day is cloudy. It's been this way for like the past 6 weeks. I think it's because it's winter here, even though I'm in the tropics, but not that much sunlight. And because of this, I've been trying to find ways to tap into nature better and get some of the gifts that it brings us. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a special frequency of light, a special window of time that happens every day that allows us to be a better version of us. In this video, I guess you could say it's about the sun. I haven't done a video about the sun in a long time. So I guess you could say this is about the sun because we're talking about sunlight. The light that the sun pours down on us. Now, there's a special time during the day from sunrise until around 10 a.m., depending on where you are in the world. And during this time, a special frequency of sunlight is available to us. And I'll explain later why it's so special and why we should be exposed to it. And when I say exposed, I'm mostly talking about our eyes, our uncovered eyes. But the body absorbs light also, which is what I'm out doing right now, trying to absorb some of this weak light through the clouds, just to perk myself up a little bit because I haven't done this in a while. Now, let's talk about why this spectrum of light is special or important. Well, first let's talk about the sun. Let's start from the top. The sun has many different spectrums of light. And here we have the visible spectrum, and we have even spectrums right outside the visible spectrum that are invisible to us, such as UV and infrared. But we have the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. We have all of these spectrums of light. But in the morning, from a window of about sunrise until about 10 a.m., this spectrum of light is equal parts blue, green, and red. And if you know about the percentages of the light that's in the sun's about, they say, 42% red light. So like half of the sunlight is red. But in the morning from sunrise up until about 10, red, green, and blue are equal. Red is no longer the dominant one. So what does this mean? Let's start with blue. What is blue spectrum light? Of course, it's the wavelength. It tells you the nanometer wavelength, the power of the light. But blue light, I think most of us recognize blue light the most from our technology and the lighting that we use to see at night and to watch TV and look at our computer screens. We know about this blue light, which is of course not the same as in nature, but it's very similar. Well, in the morning, blue light is very strong. It's 1/3. It's usually not 1/3, but in the morning. The spectrum is very high in blue. And what does the blue do? The blue in the morning is what wakes us up, whether it's through our skin or through our eyes. The majority of it is through our eyes because our eyes absorb high amounts of light, very high amounts of light. The eyes are designed for that, to absorb light. And when your body and your eyes sense the blue light in the morning, it signals your body to wake up. And like when it goes through your eyes, it sends the light through your eyes to your pituitary for your pituitary to release like a whole slew of hormones for your body to wake up, to grow, and to be productive. like a whole bunch of different hormones, growth hormones, adrenaline, all these things that make us get up and go and do things that we have to do. And that's blue's job. And it's a very important job, a very powerful job. And blue's very dominant during this time. And if you want to have like a super day and be super productive, exposure to natural light during this time will many times over increase your production and make your day way more productive. And I'll go into like examples of why I say that a little bit later. But that's blue. And of course, artificial blue, if you just replace artificial, you're exposed to too much artificial blue, and especially not enough natural blue in the sunlight. Sorry, if you're exposed to just like a bunch of artificial blue, it's gonna burn you out. It's gonna age you faster. It's gonna burn you out because it's not balanced. It's not balanced with the other spectrums. It's pure blue. It's equivalent to just eating like a bunch of sugar. It's equivalent to not eating a balanced meal, eating one thing. You can't just binge on one thing. You need balance. And what balances the blue? Red spectrum light balances the blue. And usually red spectrum light is the majority of the spectrum that's in the sun that we experience. And what does red spectrum light do? How does it balance the blue? Well, red spectrum light, when it shines on water, and we are water, we're 85+% water, it turns that water into a battery. It separates the charges. So the energy that was made by the blue light gets recycled and is used for regeneration purposes. So when you're exposed to blue, you need the red to balance it, to make it work, for it to be recycled, for the energy of it to be recycled. So red is very important. And in the morning we have equal parts red, blue, and green. I haven't talked about green. Green is between red and blue. But green, I don't know much about it yet. I'm going to dig in deep and I'm going to see what I can find out about this and just see where it takes me. But what I know about green is that it's very highly involved in vision and what we see, because we have evolved to be living in green places, like lots of trees. We've evolved to see things that are in green environments. And also, when you go into a green environment, you notice that you feel really good. You feel really happy. It's antidepressant. There's a lot of studies I've kind of seen about it being antidepressant, and people in Japan using it for those reasons to cure that. But if anyone knows much about the green spectrum light, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. That's my little knowledge about it. But during this time from sunrise until 10, we have these three frequencies in balance, and they do something really special for us. They unlock all kinds of potential in us that we probably wouldn't gain had we not put ourselves in that experience to feel and absorb that light during that time, that special frequency. So that's it. That's the whole idea, really. Now, what happens later? How does this special frequency change later? What's the next special frequency? I don't want to go into another frequency in this video because I want to just stick to this morning frequency and talk about what it does. But I'll just say this and I'll move on. Around noon, the UV kicks in, the purple light, the violet light. This turns all that off. It turns all of those programs off, and you need to turn them off. You can't just leave them on. If you leave them on, you run out of gas. And of course, running out of gas, running out of energy is aging. You put more energy in the system, it's more coherent, and it's uniformed, and it's everything's working together. You take away the energy, there's chaos. So it's all about keeping that energy balance. And noon, it turns all of that stuff that was activated, it turns it off. So that's enough about that. I could do a whole video on just that frequency, or that portion of the frequency of light, which maybe I'll do in the future. But this morning I woke up before the sunrise. I did my run. It's my routine thing I do most days. Woke up and run. A way for me to catch the sunrise, even though there's no sunrise. It's really cloudy here, but it's a way for me to catch the natural light as it progresses in the morning, and also catch the special frequency of light. And what you do during that time is magnified, it's amplified. So maybe putting something important at that time will amplify and magnify and make you carry that energy all through the rest of your day. So I choose physical fitness because at this point right now, I kind of want to get in shape. I want to get in some condition. I'm not satisfied with the condition that I'm in, so I want to kind of get in shape. So I've been running a lot on the daily, and I've been doing it at the break of dawn, and walking and cooling off in that special frequency of light from 6 to 10. And as a result, I feel really good all day. My energy, my stamina stays strong all day. It carries over all day. And of course, you could do whatever's important to you, whatever's most important to you. Like some people, your spirituality might be really important. So, you read your spiritual text, do your spiritual practices at that time, and they'll be magnified, amplified all through the day. You'll get more from them. Or if you're studying, you're trying to learn something new, it's a critical time. Go outside, be exposed to that special frequency. Remove your sunglasses, free your body. Be exposed to it. Absorb that energy, because it's really precious. Now, also, really into the sun gazing. It's a really good time to sun gaze because of what I just mentioned before. And you're absorbing, you're sun gazing these special frequencies of energy. So it's really a good way to activate your mind, or activate thoughts, or activate any type of deep subconscious activities that you're trying to do through the sun gazing, or just simply improve your health and just have a good clear mind throughout the day, if you want to start it off like that. But it's a very good time for sun gazing, and I just kind of explained to you why and what it does and how it affects you through the sun gazing. Now, I'll finish the video by talking about how I acquired this knowledge, or why I believe what I believe. All right, so how did I acquire this knowledge? Well, this knowledge came from like a more than a 2-decade lesson. And I'll start from the beginning. I'll try to make it brief. The first half decade of my adult life, I worked for the government, and we had to exercise every other day. We were up at 5. So for like five years, I saw many sunrises, because we were up before the sunrise, and we'd see the sun rise. And during those times, I felt incredible. Very good stamina. My mind was very focused. And looking back on that, I thought it's because of youth. I thought it's because of all the exercise, but now I realize it was the light. Of course, exercise played a part, but it was the light. It was being exposed to that light frequency. And then, fast forward later, I get out for those next like 2 years. I discontinue waking up at 5 a.m. I'm like, I no longer have to do this anymore, so I'm not doing it anymore. And for like 2 years, I was still exercising, but not really doing it outside, and not really doing it in the morning. Wasn't running in the morning anymore. And I noticed a substantial decrease in just my everything, my mental state and my physical state. And right after that, I decided to aggressively pursue a goal in athletics, sports, combat sports in particular. So I started really training hard. And what I mean by training hard, training multiple times a day, like 3 times a day. And I'm a full-time student. I'm working, so I got like a full plate. I have to be real efficient with my time. So I had to go back to running at 5 a.m. in the morning to fit all of this into my aggressive schedule. And once I did that, things just kind of catapulted from there. Like my stamina got incredible. I got real strong, real fast. I was really focused. I could like read books for hours and be able to do it with razor sharp focus. You know, I'm in college, I have to like do a lot of reading, and you know, it was really incredible how that was playing out at that time. And even then, much of my exercise was indoors, but my runs were in the morning during that special frequency of time. And even then, I didn't realize that. I thought it was just the exercise. I thought it was, you know, just me just doing all this stuff, which it did play a role. But looking back, it was that exposure to the light during that special time. Because when I was not exposing myself to that time, things weren't going the way that I wanted them to go in the pursuits that I was pursuing. But when I did, things were working out a whole lot better. So I'm kind of looking at things in a bigger picture sense and noticing the patterns. And over the past like 8 years, I've still been watching that pattern and still been noticing the differences. So I'm pretty convinced that this frequency of light, this time of day, is really special, really important in turning you on and amping up production, if that's what you are trying to do. Those are your goals in life. And what I mean by production in anything that you have the desire to do and get out of this life, and that could be anything. So I say all that to say, get outside, get some sun, especially in the morning. Do what you love to do first. Do what you love to do first. And whatever you love to do is going to love you back if you put it first. So thank you so much for checking out my video. And I'll see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, browse my channel. Got any extra information about what I'm talking about, feel free to share what you have. I'm open for growth. So y'all take it easy. I'm gone.